Yes, that's Jumbo, she says. My sister has always talked about Jumbo for as long as I can remember. She'd light up whenever his name came up. Jumbo would always come out when nobody was around, moving furniture, taking small bites of anything sweet. Muffins, cookies, that sort of thing. You could always tell by the bite marks, she'd say. Come on, Sissy, you were always the one taking the bites. Everyone knows that. Her smile would turn into a frown. Nuh-uh, she'd exclaim. You only say that because you're my brother. And that's what brothers do. They try to make their little sisters sound like they don't know what they're talking about. She'd look down then, deep in thought, searching for an argument that would prove her right once and for all. I'll tell you what, she said, perking up after landing on an idea. Her hand was shaking as she pointed at the muffins my grandmother had just made, sitting under a glass cover. Leave those muffins uncovered and you'll see. He'll take small bites out of them. You'll see. Now she had a look of utter satisfaction. Finally, she would be absolved. Okay, Sissy, but what if it's a rat or mice? Back to the frown, eyes dropping to the floor. It's not a rat or a mouse, it's Jumbo, she said defensively. Okay, then why would you call him Jumbo if he takes such small bites? She thought about this for a while. I don't know, she said. He's never told me. I noticed she was looking more defeated, so I tried to cheer her up. Well, I'm excited to meet Jumbo if he ever decides to show himself to me. That at least got her to smile. It'll be so cool. Then the perplexed look again. Only, he doesn't like to be seen. I've only seen him once, and he didn't like that very much. Textbook imaginary friend, I thought to myself. Okay, then we'll look at the muffins tomorrow morning and measure the bite marks, I said. She perked right up. That's a great idea. We can take pictures too. For my scrapbook. You have a scrapbook? Of what? Oh, just things I see around here, around the farm, she said. Now I was genuinely curious. What sort of things? I asked, and I realized I sounded less like her older brother and more like someone conducting an interview. Well, there's Jumbo. You already know about him. And there's Fang. He always runs away when I see him, though. The name gave me a small pause. Fang didn't exactly sound funny or clown-like. Fang? I said. Yeah, he hangs around the chicken coop. He kind of looks like Max, except he stands up. Really? I asked. Max was our German Shepherd back home. Great dog. Yep. Remember when Sally the hen disappeared that one day? Yes, I remember that. That was Fang. He loves chicken dinner, she said, beaming, as if she believed she was slowly winning me over. Is Fang a dog or a wolf? I asked. Kind of, Sissy said, trailing off like she wasn't sure how to describe him. I mean, he is furry. Not liking where that was heading, I steered us back to safer ground. So when Jumbo comes out at night, where does he come from? The basement, Sissy said, pointing to the door on the far side of the room. Now, my grandmother's basement is extremely small. It's really more of an underground pantry. Part of it looks like whoever was digging just stopped one day and said, good enough, then threw up some shelves and called it a basement. Did you ever go down there to see where he comes from? I asked. No, she said with a small frown. He turns around and growls at me if I follow. This was turning into something a bit too sinister for my 6-year-old sister. Okay, then we'll leave him alone. Tomorrow morning, we will investigate the aftermath of a visit from Jumbo, I said, trying to sound like a detective. That got a laugh out of her. The rest of the day passed quickly. It always did when we visited our grandmother's farm. You wouldn't think there was much to do in a place like this. But there was. Exploring the large barn, petting the cats that had taken up residence inside, walking the cornfield, feeding the pigs. Normal farm stuff. But then night would fall, and we didn't like being out there after dark. It wasn't scary exactly, just desolate. In summer, you'd hear a cacophony of insects, but in winter, you'd hear nothing. Stand outside alone, and it was like being sealed inside your own private deprivation chamber. Suddenly, my eyes snapped open. A breeze came in through the window, swelling the curtains until they finally burst, spilling cool air into the room. Moonlight streamed in and settled across the white bedspread. I could barely make out the clock hands, but it looked like 3:15 a.m. I should have been able to fall right back asleep, but something inside me was unsettled. A faint clang drifted up from the kitchen, a spoon dropping maybe. My mind went to Sissy, sneaking her little bites out of the muffins, and I allowed myself a small smile. I slipped quietly out of bed. I took the stairs carefully, knowing every board by memory, exactly where to step, so nothing creaked and gave me away. I clenched my teeth at each footfall as if that would somehow help. I passed the landing, stepped over the discolored board that would pop under any real weight, and descended into the dark. I relished the thought of catching Sissy in the act, solidifying this childhood memory for her. At the bottom of the stairs, I slowly peered into the kitchen. Movement on the far side of the room. I opened my eyes wider, letting in what little light there was. And I found it. A little creature, about 2 feet high, was bent over the plate of muffins. Chomp, smack, chomp, gulp. It ate with the confidence of never being caught. "What the?" I whispered. Too loud. It heard me. When it turned, the moonlight caught it full in the face. Yellow eyes, sunken deep into an oval head, pointed, hairy ears poked out above them. Its mouth was bent into something resembling a grin. Drool spilling from the corners as it chewed. Long, bony arms jutted from its sides, ending in clawed hands. Around its neck hung a necklace of rat skulls strung on a brown cord. Its large feet were hooked at the toes, gripping the countertop like a bird on a branch. One thing was immediately apparent. It was not afraid of me. I took a slow step into the kitchen and reached left, my hand finding the handle of a large knife on the block by the stove. The moment it saw the blade, it growled. A low, guttural sound that vibrated deep in my chest, then dropped off the counter. It vanished into the pool of shadow beneath the cabinets where the moonlight didn't reach. I heard the scramble of clawed feet across the floor, then the basement door swinging shut, then quick pattering steps descending into the dark below. I stood there a long time, knife in hand, heart hammering. The muffins sat on the plate with neat, small bites taken from each one. Early morning, I hear Sissy running down the stairs. "Did you see him?" she asks, catching herself against the kitchen doorframe. I'm still staring at the basement door. Yes, I saw him. I hadn't slept. I'd spent hours watching that door, making sure Jumbo didn't come back up. Apparently there's something else out there. She calls it Fang.